The full moon in Aquarius will set the sky ablaze on Tuesday, August 1st. It's happening at 2:32 p.m. Eastern Time. Ariel is suitably impressed. Will you be? Well, let's find out. We're going to dive into the astrology and tarot of this transit, so keep watching. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back as the case may be. So good to see you here. We're delighted to have you. So we're going to get into first the astrological overview of this full moon in Aquarius, followed by tarot illumination of what you may need to be aware of emotionally, especially at this full moon, because Venus, the planet of love and money, is retrograde at this full moon. So that's going to add some extra spice and flavor. And also Venus retrograde in Leo is squaring Uranus in Taurus. So there could be definitely some surprising revelations, especially something connected to a past love or money situation that comes to light at this full moon. Mercury will be at 5 degrees Virgo at the full moon, opposing Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So whenever we have an opposition, it is an energy that has to be balanced. It is a fight. It is a tug of war. It's, it's like this type of energy. Could also be like this type of energy. So, Mercury in Virgo, yes, Mercury rules Virgo, but while we enjoy Mercury's beneficial qualities of analysis, especially in Virgo, opposing Saturn in Pisces retrograde, there could be some cold, hard facts, a dose of reality that kind of smacks us against the face, so to speak, especially with the fact of Venus being retrograde Venus being square to Uranus, which, as I said before, does suggest sudden surprises. One of the bright spots of this full moon energy is the fact that Mars is at 13 degrees Virgo in a helpful trine to Jupiter in Taurus. So it could be that whatever nitpicky detail is revealed and comes back around to kind of smack us upside the head is something that we can actually take action on, and that we might be able to take beneficial action on. Of course, we may need to wait until the Venus retrograde is over and the Mercury retrograde is over. And that Mercury retrograde in Virgo will be happening August 23rd. So it can be a case of a little bit of hurry up and wait. Like, again, this information that comes to light at this full moon may be further dealt with on August 31st full moon that will be happening in Pisces. Of course, a separate video coming on that, when Saturn will also be in play at that full moon as well. So I do think it's, of course, it's unusual to have 2 full moons in 1 month, right? So and the fact that the one's on the 1st and one's on the 31st, it's like these bookends, right, of what's happening this month. So I think it's going to be a very interesting journey for all of us, the month of August. My best advice with all of the energies for August, whatever we're talking about, is to just keep your cool and cool your jets if you can. I know that, again, there may be some urge to take action. But if you can try to take measured action, not impulsive action, okay, but also know that those actions may need to be revised after we get out of all this retrograde. We have 6 out of the 10 planets retrograde in August by the time we get to Mercury retrograde after the 23rd. That's a lot of stuck energy. So just keep that in mind, because we're all about using the energies on this channel. Okay, so if we see that there's a lot of retrogrades, there's just a lot of emotional mishigas going on, and things that are just kind of coming out of left field. When those things happen, it's good if we can just take a deep breath, pause, and reflect before we jump into some sort of impulsive actions. Okay? Because, of course, even if we're taking impulsive actions, they may not bear fruit, or they may, not get going really because of all the retrograde motion that is happening. So, and then we get doubly frustrated, right? Because we're trying something and then nothing seems to be percolating. Nothing seems to be moving or happening. So a calm and measured approach is best, I think, for the whole month of August. All right, so we're going to look at this full moon and its impact in the particular house it's falling in for your chart. So please watch for your rising sign first and then your sun sign. And as always, use the energies. Don't let them use you. All right, let's get into it. All right, Aries, let's see what you need to know about this full moon in Aquarius, which is happening in your 11th house of hopes and wishes and dreams and personal gains and networks. And then we have the Venus retrograde happening in your 5th house of love, romance, and creativity, and also squaring Jupiter in your 2nd house of money. So maybe there's something that comes up about somebody who can or cannot be trusted. Maybe something comes up with your value system and people in your world. Maybe you're revisiting and revising those who you feel connected to, those who you feel value your energy and your creativity, and those who do not. So there could be themes like that going on. So let's see. Let's see what we have here. And then Mars, your ruling planet in your 6th house of work and well-being. I really feel like you're probably going to see who's on your team, who's on your side, who's got your back, and who really does not. Who's going to walk their talk and put their money where their mouth is, in other words, in your world. Okay, so let's see what we need to know about this for you, but let's just see what the energies are. Aries. We have a Queen of Swords. We have the Chariot. And we have the 7 of Wands, which is a Mars energy. I think it's very possible with this Queen of Swords here, which can be a cold-blooded energy, I mean, it just can be. I think it's very possible with this 7 of Wands, which is can be a very combative and it can be aggressive, assertive, but also defensive. It just depends on what you got going on. But I think as a means of defense, you are going to quickly remove yourself from a situation and remove a person from your circle. I think that this is very possible with this energy, that something may come to light. Here we have the Aquarian full moon showing up here. And some piece of, again, information that I think comes fairly fast with the Chariot here. It's going to be very in your face. Like, you're not going to be able to try to ignore it. Not that you do usually. Usually Aries just confronts things and deals with them, but I think it could be very quick, very in your face, and you are going to be swift to take action on it to protect yourself and your interests. Okay? And I feel you're the one, because it's a Chariot here. You're the one, and this is also this end of July energy showing up here. So this may happen a little bit before the full moon. Full moon August 1st. So this could be the last couple days of Leo July energy showing up here with the 7 of Wands. You're in charge. You are going to very quickly decide how this is going to roll out. Okay, they are not going to get one over on you with this. And because it's your 11th house, it's, friends, networks, associations, that type of thing. I would say watch your back. You may already have a sense of who this person might be, who is trying to maybe get one over on you. You've been maybe already putting up some sort of boundary with them. But you may, again, full moon's revelations, right? There may be something else that comes out of the woodwork to show you that the time is really here to fully cut all ties and contact with this person. Okay, because the Chariot very much is going quickly forward and not looking back. No regrets, no looking back. And this may be a situation that has repeated, that has been happening before, especially the fact with Venus retrograde in the house of the heart for you, which is the Leo. So this could also be some sort of romantic situation. It could be somebody gossiping about your romantic life, like a network of friends, and you've just had it. You're like, I'm over this. Like, why is everybody talking about this? It's it's ridiculous. Could be something like that. Apply the energies to your life. But I think that with this Chariot here also, you're going to feel a sense of quick relief and release that you're taking that sword and cutting yourself loose from this shenanigan situation, which I've just said, I think is a repeat of a situation that's probably been going on for a while. All right, Taurus. So full moon in your 10th house of career. This is big. Let's see. With a Venus retrograde happening in your 4th house of security, and then Mercury and Mars in your 5th house of love, romance, the house of the entrepreneur also, and creativity. So let's see. Ariel takes up space. All right, we have your energy. Queen of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. And what else? The Page of Swords. All right. So I think some news is coming for you about perhaps an option. All right. So the Page of Swords is some sort of a written communication, an offer. It's very possible. Could be multiple offers. Could be two offers, 2 options, 2 possibilities, 2 job scenarios you're weighing, 2 projects that you're thinking about. Your energy showing up here. So again, the decision I think is very much in your realm to make, right? You're in charge of making this decision, Taurus. This could be something that's coming back around from past efforts that you have already been putting in. With, something I think connected to career and material efforts, since we have the Pentacles showing up here big time. Some of you may be weighing options. Again, maybe having an important conversation at that full moon. You may not necessarily make the choice or the decision. You may just be having the talk, okay, with a boss, maybe with a partner, or a family member, again, with the Venus retrograde in your 4th house of home and family and security, about, okay, if I make this decision about my career, how is this going to impact us financially? What other decisions will we need to make? Will we have to move? Will we have to, get a babysitter? Will we have to do X, Y, Z? Whatever it is, right? So again, this could be, yes, a news coming in of, paperwork and everything, but it can also just be at this full moon, having the important conversation with somebody close to you about these options. And with the Fox here, I would also say, this is not a time to be sly or shrewd with somebody close to you. With that person, I think cards need to be on the table about how some sort of change would impact the family. You may need to be sly and on the down low a little bit with, not revealing all just yet, with maybe a particular boss or career option until you have that talk, until you get that situation straight in your mind and which one you're going to choose. Like, what are you going to do? Some of you also may be contemplating a major career shift, change, including a retirement, or making a decision to go an entirely new direction with your career. Like you decide you've been doing whatever, and now you're going to do something like a 180, like totally different, which would perhaps necessitate maybe a pay cut or maybe going back to school or something like that until you get experience in that area that you're going to go into. I mean, that's possible too for some of you. Retirement is a big financial shift and change as well and affects other people. So, all of that is in play here with this. But I think too, that because you were the first energy to show up, this is very much about you getting it clear in your heart. See how she has the pentacle over her heart here? Like in your heart, what's going to make you feel the most happy with this situation that's coming up in your career? Like whatever's coming to a head for you right now. You do have options. This is the thing with the Two of Pentacles. But have that conversation with yourself and those are close, those that who are close to you. I can talk today. Before you make that decision. All right, Gemini, let's see what we need to know for you. This full moon is happening in your 9th house of the big picture perspective of your life. Well, we have Mars and Mercury churning through your 4th house of home and family, and then we have Venus retrograde in your 3rd house of communications also. So, squaring Jupiter in your 11th house of gains. Well, squaring Uranus in your 11th house of gains. So, there could be some interesting revelation about the direction that you're going to go next in your life. So, there could be some opportunity. There may be something going on that you're going to be dealing with in terms of the home and family that may impact a decision that you make about like this big picture perspective of where you're heading. So that may be going on. Repeated conversations about money may be coming up with those close to you. 8 of Swords. 4 of Swords. And the Leo, the Strength. All right, this is what I feel. There is a situation in your life that is keeping you stuck. Okay, now, this is a general reading. It's going to be different for different people of what that is. The stuck issue. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords and 4 of Swords. Both of those are timeout energies. Okay, she literally doesn't know where she's going, and this one isn't going anywhere because they're laying in the bed. So we have physical movement, which is impaired. Physical movement is impaired as well in the 8 of Swords because she's, usually depicted as being, tied up to the swords. But here she has a blindfold on, so she can't see where she is going. Despite the fact that illumination is all around her. Right? The universe is clearly showing you, Gemini, like kind of the situation, but you're unwilling to see it. Maybe you can't see it. You don't want to see it, whatever the situation is. So that's okay because maybe the timing is not right yet. Okay. For you to actually move along. So I think what this is going to show you, I think this is going to be more of an internal feeling with this full moon in Aquarius in your 9th house of big picture. Like, where do you see yourself going? 9th house is a world. It's a travel card. It's an expansive house. Currently, you're not expanding. You're contracting in some area, not your whole life, but in some area of your life. The Venus in the Leo is showing up here with the Strength card. So this is in your 3rd house of communications. So it may be that this feeling of not expanding and being stuck in some way is because you're not having the conversation you need to have about love or money, probably with somebody close to you. Having that conversation is going to help you free yourself and know once and for all what you need to do to expand and get out of this stuck rut situation of whatever it is. So I would suggest that, maybe around the 8th, so maybe it could be after the full moon, after this energy has peaked, you may decide, I'm going to gather my strength and have this conversation with this person and do what I need to do. So, as I said, I feel like both of these, it's going to be more this full moon, an internal realization, perhaps, because sometimes that's all it is with a full moon. It's not necessarily things happening out there. It can be an internal process. The moon rules our emotions. So it can just be, you know what? I really am not dealing with this. I really am keeping myself I'm sleeping so I don't have to deal with it. I'm just not looking at it so I don't have to deal with it. If you want to break out, bust loose, be free, you got to look at it. You got to have the strength and the courage of your convictions and have that conversation. All right, Cancer. So we have a full moon happening in your 8th house of transformation, other people's money, the sex, death, and taxes house. We have Venus retrograde in your 2nd house of values, self-esteem, and money. We have your 3rd house activated with Mars and Mercury. So communicative house. So let's see. Let's see what we need to know for you, Cancer. So some interesting revelations about, have your resources been well invested? Your resources of time, money, and energy. Let's see. The 5 of Swords. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, and the Tower. Okay, so that's maybe the Venus squaring the Uranus. Uranus in your 11th house of personal gains. So, all right, let's see what else we got. And the 3 of Pentacles. So that 3rd house. That is your Virgo 3rd house. All right, so this may have something to do with your work environment, possibly, with this the 3 of Pentacles showing up here. But this is also a planning and education card. Okay, so it may just be that the universe is going to educate you on a situation and help you make a plan to move forward. Again, moving forward may not happen quite yet, as I said in the intro to this video, until after we get out all this retrograde shenanigans. And in fact, maybe after September 15th, Virgo new moon, since we got the Virgo showing up here, may be the time to implement whatever gets revealed at this particular full moon in Aquarius. So the 5 of Swords is here, Cancer, which could denote some sort of disappointment, fight, argument, or mental stress. Somebody may be saying something mean, very possible here. With this mother hell, as I like to call her, and the girl crying in the corner. And it coming out of left field. Now, this with the Tower here, surprising. There could be a very surprising argument that makes you steel your defenses and dig deep and say, you know what, I'm worth more than this. Because we have the Venus retrograde in your 2nd house of values. I'm worth more than this. I don't need to put up with this shenanigan from somebody who allegedly is a friend or, supposed to have my back. I have had so much personal growth in relationships with Pluto in my 7th house, especially since 2008, that, I don't need this shenanigan, right? I have transformed and been through the school of hard knocks. And I know, that I don't need to keep, throwing and investing more energy and love and money and whatever into this. Excuse me, whatever this is for you. They are showing true colors here. Notice her back is turned to this. So I think there could be some piece of information, like I said, argument, something that happens that, again, with the 11th house percolating here for you, which is friends, acquaintances, networks, okay, that you're just like, Now, for others of you, okay, there could be something that goes on, some sort of sobering news. I don't want to say bad news because who knows, right? But it could be a sobering, perhaps unexpected news about somebody who's been handling money for you. Okay, now, again, this is just a possibility. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but something could come to light unexpectedly. 11th house is personal gains. We have the full moon in your 8th house of other people's money, but that includes like financial institutions like banks, investment advisors, and things of that nature. So it could be that maybe, because I don't like this combo here. I mean, I'm a very honest reader. I will tell you if I don't like something, but you have to remember it's a general reading. Okay, so I don't like this. So it could be something, again, that you find out that somebody was mishandling what you instructed them to do with your financial investments, as an example, right? Because we also have, this 11th house of personal gains also getting activated. So money, I think, can definitely be in the frame here for you. It may not just be about a friendship or something like that, because we have the 2nd house activated, the 8th house activated and the 11th house all have to do or can do with financial areas for you. So at this full moon. So again, back is turned here. You may be learning a lesson in your own financial education and management. You may need to go back to the drawing board and come up with some sort of plan to get the right information, get the right person on board. Something like that could be going on. Okay, it just depends on your personal situation. But knowledge is power, as we know. So you're going to find the way here with this 3 of Pentacles to get yourself out of this, whatever this situation is here for you. Leos, you have this full moon happening in your 7th house of relationships, both business and personal. Venus retrograde in your 1st house of the self. You have got Mars and Mercury stirring up your 2nd house of money and self-esteem. And then, of course, you have Uranus in your 10th house of career. So it's a very interesting mixed bag of energies. But this is a lot to do, I think, about illuminating some sort of situation with a personal relationship. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say. You know, is this going to continue? Is it not going to continue? Especially with Venus retrograde in your 1st house. Does this relationship still suit me? Is it still suitable? Does it align with my values? Etc. Okay, so, and it may be a career relationship. It's very possible. 10th house, but 10th house is also our public relationships, like marriage. So, you know, it could be, you know, something like that going on. All right, let's see what we have, Leo. We have the 10 of Pentacles. All right, so we have the, you know, the family unit. And we have the 6 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. All right, so this is very interesting. Venus retrograde can definitely make us rethink our relationships. And I think what's maybe going on here, I mean, just in general, but especially for you because it's in your house. Notice how she's given the side eye back to this. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is established. This is like the established marriage, the home, the family, the financial investments, the financial entanglements, you know, all of that type of thing. It is long-term, it is solid, and it has more behind it than just, you know, you and me. It has family, it has kids, it has the house, you know, it's that whole big thing. Notice how she's looking this way, but in her future is this 6 of Pentacles. So what I think may be going on for some of you, again, it's a general reading, and this can be applied to whether you're looking at it possibly from a business angle or a love angle. You may think that there's going to be something better for you. And I'm sure there is. I'm always about, you know, there's always going to be better things down the road because I'm an optimist, right? But I think right now, if you're thinking that this is going to be better in the future, if you ditch this, I would say perhaps not. Okay. You also could be eyeballing and contemplating what is your fair share in a particular relationship, whether business or personal. How are these scales being balanced? Like, okay, so that's another way to look at this. You may be thinking, you know what, I do deserve my 10 of Pentacles from this job, this career. Maybe I'm only getting a 6 of Pentacles at the moment. Or should I stay here and hope they're going to give me my 10 of Pentacles, or they're just going to give me a 6 of Pentacles? So there can be issues like that, really weighing and evaluating. This is your call because the 6 of Wands is here in the middle, which is about triumph, personal success. But I feel like I don't think you're going to have the full picture at this full moon. I don't think so. I think you're not going to have this full picture of really knowing what to do until we also get to the full moon in Pisces, which will be happening in your 8th house of other people's money. So there's something connected with the finances here. Also because Mercury will be going retrograde in your 2nd house of money. So this situation is intertwined, whether if we're talking about a personal connection, business, whatever, it is intertwined with finances. This is not just purely a love question, as an example, or how good do I feel about the place I work, or how much I like my boss. It's not about necessarily about those more personal feelings. This is very much the practical financial bottom line that we are talking about here. So I think that you're in a good position with the 6 of Wands. Like, you've got a lot going for you. But exactly how this is going to play out, like which side of the scales are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the 60% side or the 40% side? Because somebody's going to get a better deal in the 6 of Pentacles. Is it going to be you? It looks like it because you're the 6 of Wands here, but we don't know yet. So what I would suggest with this full moon in Aquarius is that you really look at the full picture here of the financial implications of whatever decisions you are currently contemplating. It's, yes, how you feel and matters of the heart are important. Of course they are, yes. But perhaps it's gone beyond that right now. Perhaps this situation, like I said, it's really more about your bottom line and what you need going forward in your life. So I just feel like you don't want to have regrets. You know what this is. The way she's looking back at this, you know what this is. It is valuable. Do you really just want to do away with it right now? Are you in a position to do away with it right now? This is the other thing. All of these, again, general reading, these are all questions and things that this full moon may be bringing up for you to tune in with emotionally and contemplate and think about. As I was saying to Gemini, it's not always about something we have to respond to in the world with a full moon, like, take an action. A lot of times it can just be emotional revelations of, okay, this is how I'm feeling about this. So this is a little complicated. Just keep all of this in mind. But it's this looking back at this that is very interesting to me in this card pull. I just don't want you to have regrets. Go slowly with this. If you can, let's see what else is going on with that full moon in Pisces. And then let's see how the dust settles after we get out of Venus and Mercury retrograde, middle of September. That's my advice to you. All right, Virgo, the full moon is happening in your 6th house of work and well-being. So let's see what we have going on for you. Venus retrograde in your 12th house of behind the scenes, subconscious, dream life, etc. And of course, Mercury and Mars in your sign. So you may be under a little bit of pressure right now to get stuff done. But you could also be hampered by all the retrogrades. And also currently, as I am filming this, we have Mars in your sign opposite Saturn. So, and that can be very much stuck and frustrated energy as well. So my advice is really kind of go easy on yourself. All right, I know that you like to have your to-do list and get a lot done, Virgo, but try to chillax. Okay, let's see. All right, full moon. Work and well-being, we have a 10 of Pentacles. I shuffled, Leo just got this. And we have a 7 of Wands. And we have a Knight of Swords. Okay. So, 7 of Wands is interesting. It is a Mars energy. Mars is in your sign. I feel like, and with the Knight of Swords here, this is a lot of mental tension, I feel. Mental and also feisty tension, which of course can happen when you have Mars and Mercury in your sign transiting. So there could be just like feeling hot under the collar, feeling like you're ready to, snap at people. Maybe you are snapping. You could be a little short-tempered. So that may be going on at this full moon. It may be in relation, especially to family finances, perhaps some financial stress, it's possible. Or it can also be with the 10 here. I mean, the 10 of Pentacles is a good card, but it could also be that you are just working all the hours that God sends you, and you're getting to that little bit of a stressful breaking point of being overtaxed, overburdened, both physically and mentally in pursuit of this financial security, right? Because the full moon is happening in that 6th house of work. It's also about your physical well-being. So, and full moons bring the revelations. They show us, well, maybe, yes, we're pushing too hard here. We got to slow down a little bit, So I would say that, at the end of the day, also because it's the 10 of Pentacles, can somebody in your world also pick up the slack a little bit? I feel like there's something here where I think you're feeling a lot is on your shoulders in terms of the family responsibilities and the monetary responsibilities. But the 10 is about shared responsibilities. It's a group energy. So, and this could even just pertain to the workplace. You could just be taking on too much at work, like being, the mom or dad, like in the workplace, and you're doing your job and everybody else's job. So it could also be something like that. And again, the Knight of Swords, yes, can be a little combative. It can be but it doesn't mean that you're going to lash out, not necessarily. But I mean, there might be somebody could, again, call on you to fix a problem when they should have been doing it. And, you get a little, you finally assert a boundary and it could get a little testy. It could be something like that. Don't let it get to that point. That's why we always say, use the energies. Okay, so depending on what you have going on, there's something to look at there with that. But it could also just be that, especially if you are in some sort of partnership that, you have shared finances with someone, like a partner or other family members or whatever, that they need to step up a little bit here. Too much is riding on you and heavy responsibilities on your shoulders right now. So that may be something to take a look at here. There could be some sort of, with the 10 of Pentacles here, there could be, it's possible, something offered to you from work that you've been doing already. That could be something plum. 10 of Pentacles is great, right? So it could be some sort of plum financial assignment, like at work. I feel like this is probably if you're already working, okay? And you want to take it on. I will tell you it's going to be a lot of work, and you are probably going to need to really maintain very clear and proper boundaries around it, so that you don't burn yourself out. So there could be something like that going on as well. Just depends. But this is definitely energy to be aware of, because when Mars transits through our sign, we can appear to other people. Again, we may not necessarily be doing it, but often we do. We could definitely appear to other people as being super feisty and a little testy, especially with that Knight of Swords there. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, Libras. So we have a full moon happening in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, the house of the entrepreneur, of pleasure. We have Venus retrograde in your 11th house of friends, networks, personal gains. We have Uranus in that 8th house of transformation for you and other people's resources. I'm getting a feeling here that what I'm feeling, we'll pull the cards, but that if you've been in a friends with benefits situation already, that may change in some way. Like somebody may be rethinking it, whether you're rethinking it or they're rethinking it. There may be a shift in how you are gaining through some sort of personal connection, the benefits you are gaining, the tangible benefits, whether those benefits are pleasure, read between the lines on that, or financial. Okay, whatever arrangement that you have had with somebody else, and the lines could be blurry. Like this arrangement could also be, a little business, mixing business with pleasure. It can be something like that that's been going on. There may be a revelation, a big rethink, something coming out behind the scenes about it, especially with Mars and Mercury stirring up your 12th house of things that are kind of behind the scenes. So there could be, some interesting things coming to light with some scenarios like that. So let's just see. It's also possible a surprise proposal, but Venus is retrograde. So it could be like a second chance surprise proposal. I do not recommend getting engaged while Venus is retrograde, however. All right, let's see. I feel like something's coming to light about somebody's emotional investment in a connection and the benefits they are or are not getting from it, whether that person is you questioning it or the other person or both of you. Yeah, we have Judgment. Wow, look at that. Look at the Judgment. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. And the Ace of Wands. Wow. So it's decision time. So we have the physical connection scenario showing up here, which is 8th house connected, the intimate partnerships. But also, the pleasure of the 5th house. And then we also have 8th house stuff showing up here with the Pentacles as well. And the Venus, we have, physical pleasure and monetary pleasure. Okay, we got both things happening here. Judgment is about making a decision. Judgment is associated with Scorpio energy, which is your 2nd house of values. So interesting also with these aces, since the North Node has moved into your 7th house of other people, which indicates that there is likely to be, from now until January 2025, some sort of new, more beneficial relationship coming into your life. So I think that you are on the cusp of making some sort of decision of whatever comes to light. Again, you may not make the decision necessarily at the full moon. You may just get the information to make that decision by the time we get to, I would say maybe the 20th of the month, or even by the time we get to the Pisces full moon at the end of the month, possible. Virgo season showing up here also. So, it just depends. You may take a little time to think about this before you actually make this decision. But at this full moon, it's coming down to that judgment point. Like, I think you may be deciding this is really, I feel, honestly, that because judgment is about making decisions, mostly, I think, especially at a full moon, to end something so that something new can begin. A new life can begin. And then we have the new life cards after it. So I think it is very possible that, again, this has to do with some sort of situation you have been involved in that has been beneficial in some way, but it's not fully going to be cooperating anymore. Maybe because you don't want to cooperate with it, like I said, or the other person, or both, or whatever. I think that, you want to make this decision to let something go so that you can invest your energy into brand new beginnings, new seeds that can grow. Okay, so that's what I feel. And I think also whatever's connected and changes and decisions you make right now, they're connected also with Scorpio season. And it could be that the new beginnings start happening in Scorpio season based on what happens now that you're deciding and doing. So, yeah, very, very interesting. I don't necessarily feel there's anything negative in this parting of the ways. I want to pull one more card for you guys. Let's just see. Like the fact that we get a number 2 with the Judgment, we get 2 aces. It could just be that you're both on the same page. You're both feeling like, yeah, you know, we're kind of both done with this. So let's see. I want to pull one card and see what do we need to know about this. Like if there's a decision to leave, some sort of connection, relationship, whatever this is. Whatever this connection is, what do we need to know about this? The Sun. Okay. So again, the Venus retrograde. I think there could be an amicable or fairly amicable parting. It is going to benefit both of you. I mean, there's this great saying that when the karma is done, the relationship is over. Like, you guys have probably, in that connection with that person, you both have gleaned as much benefit as you can from the situation and from the other person. There's no more left there, really, with the Judgment. Okay? But more is going to be planted. More is going to be coming. And with the Sun card here, yeah. I mean, Sun is a great card. Somebody's undies could get a little in a twist. It's a Leo energy. So the thing to keep in mind is if you're initiating this decision to move along, don't hurt the other person's pride. Do it in a way that honors this, because it gives this Leo energy, that honors the role that they have had in your life. Okay. Do it in a heartfelt, sincere, nice way. You know how to do that, Libra. Okay. Don't do it in a way that's ugly. That's my advice with this. Okay. Because I think whatever this is, both of you are going to go your separate ways, and both of you are going to blossom and grow based on also the fact of what you learned from each other and being in connection in some way. You know, whatever this relationship has been. Okay, but I do think there's something that the Judgment, the time is up with it. The time is up with it. And again, Venus retrograde, classic time. We got the Leo here to be rethinking these associations and evaluating if they have outlived their usefulness. And I think for you're going to see that. But this is the key with this parting of the ways. All right, Scorpio, we have a full moon happening in your 4th house of home, family, and roots, your security needs. We have Venus retrograde in your 10th house of career. We have Mars and Mercury stirring up your 11th house of networks and friends and personal gains. And of course, we have Uranus in your 7th house of relationships, squaring that Venus retrograde in the 10th house of career. So let's see what we have going on for you with this, Scorpio. We have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Swords, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay. All right. News is going to come in for you. All right, with this Page of Pentacles about some sort of home family matter. It's probably financial in nature. Okay, and again, it can be connected with career in some way as well. Maybe you're waiting on some sort of job offer or raise or whatever. This could be also waiting on you've been waiting on some sort of news about a divorce settlement. That's very possible. Or some sort of job settlement. That is possible. Like finally getting your back pay or something like that. So I think there's news coming at this full moon. It looks like it's going to be favorable. I mean, there's nothing suggesting it's not. However, with the Four of Swords here, I think there could be a slight delay, which is classic because of the Venus retrograde, and then we'll have a Mercury retrograde later, as I said in the prologue to this video, in August. So I would say maybe about 4 weeks, which makes sense. By that time, if we go to September 1st, we're in a Mercury retrograde, but that's when the papers can get signed. So I think there's going to be, the news, then a Four of Swords, Great. I got to wait now. I signed the paper. I got to wait now. Yes, you do, because you know how it is always, right? There's some like BS shenanigan. Oh, we got to wait for this thing to happen, and then that has to happen, and this one has to get that paper notarized, and then it's got to go through that person who puts a stamp on it. It's like that type of BS. And then we have the second part of it, which is the Page of Swords. Finally, the papers are signed, the check is in the mail, you actually have the check in your hand, or, you know, the paperwork is in your hand, etc. So, as I said in the prologue to this video, pace yourself. Don't let your undies get in a twist. It's okay. Trust the timing. The important thing is that the news about the finances is coming in. So I think you're going to know where you stand. But then it's just like, great, now we got to wait. Okay. And then it finally, you know, you get the piece of paperwork in your hand. You get the final signed, sealed, delivered type energy. Okay. So, you know, I don't feel anything negative here, but, yeah, this is just, I think this is financial in nature. Like, again, it could be a tax return, financial divorce settlement because of the 7th house. Maybe you parted ways with a business partner and it's getting the final settlement of, you know, the business takings and this one, that one, and sorting it all out legally and all of that kind of thing. It could be the type of thing, you're renewing your lease. It can be even like something like stupid like that, right? You're renewing your lease, you sign up, you get the thing, and then you got to wait because that one in the office is on vacation. They didn't review the thing. And then they finally give you the paperwork. Okay, my lease is renewed. It, you know, I think it's pretty mundane here for you. I'm not feeling like any craziness. But there is a delay with this 4 of Swords in between when the concrete number or figure or money situation comes in and then actually actualizing it. Okay, and it can even be the type of thing, you're looking for a job, right? Venus is retrograde in your 10th house of career. You're looking for a job. You know, you do great, you get the offer, and then it's like, well, but you can't start for 4 weeks because this one's out of the office, that one who's going to train you, they're going to be gone. Like, it's like that type of shenanigan. Same thing. And then you can finally start. But you probably will be starting after September 4th or 5th, after the Labor Day holiday, if you're in the United States. It could be like something like that too. So, you know, just keep that in mind. All right, Sagittarius. So the full moon is happening in your 3rd house of communications. We have Venus retrograde in your 9th house of the big picture perspective of your life and kind of where you see yourself, heading. We have Uranus in your 6th house of work and well-being, squaring that Venus retrograde in the 9th house. And then we have Mars and Mercury in your 10th house of career, right? Energizing that sector. So there could be some interesting things happening for you in terms of maybe going back to a past career that you had before or thinking about doing that, going back to a past employer as well. There could be some sort of offer letter, marketing, communications, important conversation, interview, meeting that you may be having vis-a-vis that type of energy. So let's see what we got here for you, Sagittarius. Okay, what do we have here? We have the Justice, we have the Libra, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Interesting, because that's your 10th house of career. And the Queen of Swords. Okay, wow. So we got the strong Libra showing up here. And of course, this is the full moon as well. But the South Node has just entered Libra, which is your 11th house of networks and friendships and personal gains. I think it's very possible here, especially with this 10 of Pentacles in the middle, and that is your house of career, as I said. Somebody could be working behind the scenes to help you in some way with a career-related matter. They could offer you some sort of contract, the justice. This bodes very well for some sort of job contract coming on in. But it's tricky with the Venus retrograde and the Mercury retrograde happening in August. Sometimes, we can't always abide by what the planets are doing. If we're in need of a job and one comes in, sometimes you need to take it, right? You got to put food on the table. But that being said, I think there could be a job offer or something like that coming in with, as I said before, something you did previously, some sort of connection you had previously. If that is the case, it often bodes well because you've already established that connection, and the Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde can bring in something good from the past. Okay, so keep that in mind. I think you're going to be making a decision about some sort of offer financially related to your career that looks to be favorable. And I feel like somebody from your past, because of the justice and, the Libra is your 11th house of connections, is helping you. Probably an air sign with the double air showing up here, and 10 being group energy as well. So, and Mercury also in that 10th house of career for you suggests some sort of contract or interview or offer or, something like that. So that looks very, very good. And Venus retrograde in that 9th house, this could be connected with some sort of international business, academia, travel, that type of thing. Yeah, there is some connection you have already made that absolutely is helping you, I think, or maybe coming to light as well. It's all about illumination at this full moon, right? How they have been trying to do right by you with the Justice card behind the scenes in some way. This looks favorable. And I think you will be making some sort of decision around this full moon that could be, again, signing a contract, saying yes to some sort of big business deal you've been negotiating with the 10 of Pentacles here as well. As always, it's a general reading and do what you need to do. But with the legal showing up here and also this, if there is a contract involved, because we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is big money, please get a lawyer to review it. Make sure you know what your legal rights are with whatever you are, especially because Venus is retrograde. Again, I'm not saying anything bad here, but really read the fine print, know what your legal rights and responsibilities are with whatever you're signing. Capricorn, the full moon is happening in your 2nd house of show me the money, values, and self-esteem. We have Venus going retrograde in your 8th house of other people's money and resources. And we have Uranus squaring that Venus retrograde. Uranus in your 5th house of pleasure, romance, and creativity, and the house of the entrepreneur. And we have Mars and Mercury lighting up your 9th house of expansion. So interesting energies here. Let's see what we need to know. And of course, South Node has moved into your 10th house of career as well. So let's see what may be coming to light with your finances. South Node is not always about endings. Please watch my North Node, South Node video that I did. I'll leave a link in the description that I've uploaded to the channel. It can also be about rewards for past, work, and past efforts. So there could be something coming to light financially for you with something that is from the past. 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Okay. All right. So we got 2 8th house things going on here. And this 9 of Pentacles. I feel like I need 2 more. I'm going to reshuffle and I want to pull 2 more for you. Eight of Wands. Wow, another number 8, and that's the Leo. And the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. 3 number 8s here. Your 8th house is definitely in play as well with this full moon. And we have the full moon in Aquarius. We have the 8 of Swords with the Aquarian energy showing up here. All right. This is what I feel is being illuminated for you. I feel like you are going to be leaving behind unproductive ways that you have been trying to manifest abundance for yourself. There are other and better options for you. And it has a lot to do with your Virgo house. Okay, so it has to do with getting out there in the world more. Okay, expanding your reach, expanding internationally, expanding globally, expanding through travel, expanding through writing, expanding your options through study, expanding through up-leveling your spirituality or using spirituality in a different way. Manifestation work, right? Mindset shifts in terms of manifesting money as well. That's all 9th house stuff. So, again, there could be something coming to light where you're seeing how maybe you haven't been emotionally investing yourself in projects that really can bring you that abundance. And maybe you've been stuck. 8 of Swords, right? Again, this 8th house stuff coming up of not being flexible enough or not pushing yourself. Again, I feel like there's this something that it's getting ready to kind of push you out of a comfort zone, which is that South Node in your 10th house. Push you out of something that's just been da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, maybe made some money, but still did not live up to your full monetary potential. And it's trying to birth you, which is also 8th house transformation, into something entirely new that's going to bring in more money. And there's going to be more options coming. So I think this full moon could illuminate some new options for you. Maybe connected with the past. This is the Venus retrograde in the Leo. With connections you've already forged in some way. That once we get out of all this retrograde and we get to this new moon in Virgo, again, more Virgo showing up with the Knight of Pentacles here also. Because again, this is like a slower energy coming on in. So this is like medium fast. We have super fast and then we have a slow. So it equals out to medium fast, okay? Meaning it can manifest, I think, after the new moon in Virgo on September 15th. So I think there's going to be some options coming to light for you financially at this full moon that are going to show you where the money is for you. But you're going to have to leave behind a comfort zone emotionally and mentally. You got to get out of a rut. Okay, and something that's been going on. Also, with that Uranus in your 5th house squaring that Venus retrograde, this is a time for innovative ways to make the monies for yourself and connect with other people. Innovative ways to connect with other people and get other people's money flowing toward you. Like if you're selling goods and services, if you're a performer, if you're a creator, whatever you're doing, right? So, and Uranus is about using technology. So I think there's also going to be some new way you're going to be expanding, Capricorn, your ability to be in the money by using technology and reaching more people. So these are all things to think about. But you're going to see potential and possibilities for yourself at this full moon is what I really feel. But it's up to you. It's always about using the energies. It's interesting. We have 3 number 8s. The full moon, yes, is in your 2nd house of your own values. But the Venus is retrograde in the money that's connected with the other people. So we're not saying that you should give up your own values or that. No. But you need to find a way where you can stay true to your own values, but get out of some sort of rut so that you can reach those people who can fund you in the way that you deserve and desire. All right, Aquarius, the spotlight is on you. It's your personal full moon in your 1st house. So what do you want? Are you happy? How are you feeling? I mean, first house is also your physical body. What's going on in your relationship life with Venus retrograde in your 7th house? And then we have Mars and Mercury stirring up your 8th house of transformation, sex, death, taxes, other people's money. Lots to unpack here for you, Aquarius. And then, of course, we have Uranus and Jupiter in your 4th house of home and family and security. All right, let's see what we got going on for you, Aquarius. This is all about you. Taking that personal stock taking at our full moon. What have we been doing the last 6 months since we had our new moon? Are we achieving what we want to achieve? Are we feeling what we want to feel? Etc. All right, let's see. Aquarius, what do you need to know? Let's find out. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the Judgment. I'm going to pull 2 more. We can't, it's your personal full moon, so we'll do extra for you. The 9 of Wands. And your energy, the Star. Wow. Okay. All right. So on one hand, I do think it's possibly it's generally reading. So for some of you, this is about your physical body, your energy levels. Okay. Absolutely. Others of you, it could be that, but it could also be dealing with some other situation in your life that has you going in a lot of different directions, the 5 of Wands, that you just are feeling you're spinning your wheels about, or it's taking too much out of you physically, emotionally, mentally. You really go round and round about it. All right, so let's break it down. Let's analyze it first from the position of your physical body and well-being. Okay, now remember, this is not health advice. Always consult the doctor, obviously. But we have a 9 of Wands showing up here, which you can see the girl has her head in her hands. Like, this is a card of, yes, I'm hanging in there, but how much more can I take before I become overburdened, which is the 10 of Wands. Right? And we have the Judgment in the heart of the situation, which is about making some sort of decision. Judgment, Scorpio energy, that is your 10th house of career. So it could be too that you're just taking on too much work. And that's affecting your well-being, your physical well-being. We've got the 5 of Wands here, which again, I'm running here, I'm running there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm so in demand, okay, which is great. Yeah, that feeds our ego. But we still need to take care of ourselves. At the end of the day, that feeding your ego is fine, but you also got to take care of your body. We have a 7 of Pentacles here. So yes, it may be something connected at work where you feel like you just can't stop. Maybe because you're working in a job where maybe you're self-employed. And yeah, if you don't work, you don't get paid. Maybe you're in the type of industry that some industries are very toxic. Like, you can't take a day off, right? Especially in America. Like, they don't ever want you to just take a day off because you're not feeling well. No, you still got to schlep yourself to work and, whatever. It's ridiculous. Okay, so it can be something like that as well. But you are in the process of like, wait a minute, I got to really stop and think about this because I am starting to feel the effects of this. Like, how much more can this go on? And again, that full moon may be bringing this to a head for you, where you're feeling like running ragged, like this cannot continue. And so we have this Judgment, the clock of the heart here with the Judgment. I got to make a decision, and time is running out for me to make a decision because I am kind of on my last burned out moment here with the 9 of Wands, and I got to think of myself, the Star card. That is your energy. I got to think about what's best for my emotional well-being and my physical well-being because they are both connected. Okay, so putting yourself first and taking care of yourself despite whatever demands other people are making on you, whether they're work demands or demands just coming, because again, Venus retrograde in that seventh house for you, coming from your partners, whether business or personal, other people in your world who are saying, you know, do this for me, do that for me. That's that Five of Wands. So I think that this is an important moment for you at your personal full moon, because you do have hopes and dreams of other things you want to be doing. You don't want to stay in this running yourself ragged situation either. Okay, you have the Star card is beautiful. This is, for me, an energy of some sort of new destiny that you'd like to create for yourself. And with the North Node, I liken it very much to a North Node energy. The North Node having just moved into your third house, which is a very creative, communicative house. You know, you want to write, speak, teach, network, you know, do stuff, do fun things in your neighborhood, you know, etc. How are you going to have time to write that book you've always been wanting to write or whatever when everybody else is running you ragged? So it's that type of thing. Okay, you've got to think about the energy that you are putting out there, especially with the fact that Mars is in your 8th house right now, and Mercury too. Rethinking the energy that you are expending to other people, how they're benefiting from your energy, but not necessarily you. Okay, so a little self-interest here would not go amiss. It's very much needed. Okay, now, in terms of relationships, if we're looking at this in a romantic sense, those of you in the dating world is what I am feeling, and currently, and this may change, okay, but I think this full moon is going to show you that, yeah, there's a lot of people maybe competing for your attention with the Five of Wands. It's possible. But as you sift through and evaluate and make some decisions about these people that you're meeting on apps or you're dating or whatever you're doing, it's all too exhausting, the Nine of Wands. This energy is suggesting to me that right now, again, right now, doesn't mean forever, but right now, if you're in the dating world, you would be better served in just taking care of yourself, focusing on things that you enjoy, rather than going out there and, you know, running yourself ragged. I mean, it's hard to date. Like, you got to get ready, you got to do this, you got to do that. I mean, I think you may be making a decision to, you know, possibly ease up a little bit on that and just reinvest your energy in more of things that, not that romance isn't important to you, but for right now, to bring your energy back to yourself, because what you're dealing with out there in the dating world is not really cutting it. And in fact, these people may be more trouble than they are worth. At least the current people that you are meeting. Okay, again, that could change in the future. I think it is also possible, again, Mercury retrograde in the 7th house, notorious for bringing back an old relationship, an old connection. Notice how I say that, and my text thing bings in. Okay. Interesting how the universe works like that. I think it is very possible somebody from your past makes contact. You are conflicted about whether or not to respond. You are thinking it through. But again, the bottom line is, I think this person is more of a problem, or has the potential to be more of an energy drain and a problem. It's going to be the same stuff. Look at her head is in her hands. Same stuff, just a different day. Okay, with this person from your past, if somebody connects, they may just want a shoulder to cry on. Again, nothing wrong with that really, but you could maybe have 10 or 15 minutes to listen to that, but you got bigger and better things to be focusing on in your life with the Star card coming up here as this last energy, and that is yourself. Okay, so put all this into perspective, obviously, apply it to your life, these energies, but this is a great time to really check in with yourself emotionally and ask yourself those questions. Yes, am I happy? Am I taking care of my physical body? You know, am I investing my energy in the right relationship connections for myself? Am I keeping firm boundaries and not letting energy drains come back into my life, etc.? Okay, so just keep all that in mind, Aquarius. Pisces, you have a full moon happening in your 12th house of things hidden behind the scenes, the subconscious, emotional baggage, dreams. It's an interesting house. So a house of undoing also. So let's see what we have going on for you. We have Venus retrograde in your 6th house of work and well-being. I think that this is an important time for you to be very aware of the intuitive nudges you're getting about your physical well-being, okay? And listening to your body, especially because you have Saturn in your sign also, okay? And Saturn will be opposite Mercury, which will be in your 7th house, and Mars also in your 7th house. So I think one of the things you want to look at with this full moon is you may be getting, again, those intuitive nudges and hits and things about how other people affect your well-being. Okay, so how other people, you have a conversation with somebody and it stresses you out, and then next thing you know, like you're, having an allergic reaction, right? You're breaking out in hives or something, like looking at how your body is giving you that, physical signals and information about, what's going on with your reactions to other people. And being very aware of that. Again, a full moon illuminates those types of things. It's the subconscious that's being illuminated. So, your body's really speaking loudly. And Saturn in your 1st house retrograde is making you really pay attention to your physical body. And because it's retrograde and Venus is retrograde, there may be a flare-up of some sort of, again, it's a general reading, maybe a flare-up of some sort of physical reaction you have as a stress response to somebody in your world who's agitating you, okay, with Mars in that 7th house. And Mercury, like some sort of verbal argument situation, something like that. Okay, so let's see what we have going on. Okay, and especially it could also be connected with work, because the Venus retrograde is in your house of work as well. So it could be like some sort of, coworker who's toxic and agitating, and then like, your body is like having some sort of, I just keep getting allergic reaction, some sort of allergic reaction as a stress response. All right, we have the Page of Swords. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. And we have the Ten of Wands. All right. So yes, interesting that we're getting the wands. This is our physical energy. And you can see this person is weighed down by all these arrows. So the slings and arrows coming at you, the verbal barbs, I feel, and how they're attaching to your energy field. All right, so we have a Page of Swords and a Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords, yes, can be some sort of agitated conversation. It could be that somebody's acting extremely immature in the way they are expressing themselves because the page is showing up here. But this is, again, like, why are you having to take on the burden of that person's communications, emotions, problems, that type of thing? So I really think there's a spotlight on you being proactive to make a decision to cut off this energy at the pass so that it is not affecting you physically. I think, could be, because it's a 10 here, which is like the end of the show. Like, you could be at this, like, just energetic, not physical, but energetic breaking point of, I really can't take another moment of this energy coming at me. Okay, whether it's coming at me verbally or they're just sending, they just sending evil thoughts your way. Because again, the full moon's in the 12th house. So there could be like some sort of energy that you're really tuning in and picking up of evil eye. Evil thoughts headed your way by somebody who's jealous of you, especially because Mars in the 7th house. Probably, again, something work-related connected with that because of the 6th house of the Venus retrograde. And Venus is, Venus retrograde. Venus is not always a benevolent goddess. I mean, she can be vengeful and spiteful. It's good to kind of remember that. So again, this could be somebody who's like agitating and's been doing it for a while. And we also have Uranus in that third house of communications for you, squaring the Venus retrograde sixth house. So again, this can be kind of a stupid communication or evil energy coming at you kind of unexpectedly out of the blue. That also kind of like the penny drops. That's also full moon. I love that expression. The penny drops. There's that full moon in that 12th house where you have that aha penny dropping moment of, oh, that's why I'm feeling so heavy or having this burdensome feeling in my shoulders, in my soul, like my energy feels yuck after I talk with this person. Oh, that's like, you get it, right? So there could be something going on like that. I really am strongly feeling for a lot of you, it's probably work related. Okay. So, I mean, just cut it off at the pass. Do not allow yourself to take on this energy, this yuck that may be coming at you from this person. I do feel there is an element of jealousy here as well. So just keep that in mind. Okay. In other words, it's personal, but it's also not personal, right? It's they don't know you. They're just being jealous of something they believe, a quality or a thing or whatever that you have that they lack. Okay, so it's not about you personally. You haven't done anything to create this or anything like that. You're just doing you. You're being you, right? But there's something immature and a little spiteful about this energy. So just be aware of that, Pisces. So thank you so much for joining me for your full moon in Aquarius tarot and astrology energy forecast. Please leave me a comment and let me know what's going on for you with these energies. I am posting this a little earlier than I normally would because I do think that this energy is going to be quite powerful and in play, maybe even up to a week before it actually peaks on the full moon energy. So keep that in mind. Love you guys. Take care. See you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.